Well, welcome Marang to Hammerdown 2023. Now, although this is your first time playing the festival, you guys are obviously all too familiar with Hammerdown itself. You know, you played the warm-up show last year. How did you find that, and what are you excited for today?
It was an amazing opportunity presented by Waterbury Uni, actually, through Dan.
Yeah, nice.
And we had the opportunity to play with some great bands for the first time, so it was a great opportunity, and thank you again for that.
Oh, that's right. Don't worry about me. That's cool. So, look, at the time, we only had Metamorphosis out. It was the only thing that we could listen to. I'd heard a few tracks on the side, as you know. But that was the only thing that we had. So there's a lot more now. You know, you've got a second track out. There's an EP on the way.
Absolutely.
So what are you bringing differently to your set this time versus your set last year?
The set, actually, it's exactly the same set.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the second track, Fractured Steps, is out, which is great, because there was just too much work involved just to throw everything out at once.
That track had everything in it.
And September 1st, the whole EP drops. Then we have some plans for a couple more singles. And yeah, man, that's the plan so far.
That's very, very exciting. So with that EP that's out on September 1st, alright, what do you think is the best, no, I don't want to say best track, but the track that sums your band up the best?
So difficult.
No, of course, yeah. I asked the tough questions.
So, bit of a long answer, but I'm going to try and sum it up. So, Metamorphosis is basically in Greek, and means, because we're Greek, I'm Greek. And he is.
A portion of the band
It means change or it means change or transformation, basically. Sure. So I wouldn't sum it up to one track. It's just the natural way each track flows within each other completes a full story of that change that I'm trying to tell through my own story. So that's basically what it is. The whole thing is Metamorphosis, basically.
That's awesome. Do you have, okay, I'm going to ask you, because that's a good answer, but I'm going to ask a different question then. Do you have a favourite one that you all like playing live the best?
Mm-hmm. The most difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah, Fractured.
Fractured, yeah.
I'm not surprised, by the way. I mean, we didn't hear that with the sax last time.
Absolutely. Yeah. I made sure we have live sax. Will Gardner is amazing. He's the ex-vocalist for Black Peaks. I mean, it's just an honor to work. Yeah. Especially with these guys too.
Right.
It feels amazing to have him on stage.
I mean, when I found out, I spoke to the tech team before, and they were like, we've got a bloody saxophone playing this year. I was like, oh, it's cool. So we've never had that before. That's a new one. So how do you convey, so you talk about the journey, the story of Metamorphosis through that EP. How do you convey emotion and explain that journey through music without lyrics? Because that's such a tough thing for bands like, Rings of Sound or whatever it might be.
It's one of the most difficult things to try and get, to capture emotion without having spoken word. Lyrics, something to say. Yeah. It's not like, I'm afraid, I'm going through this, you're not actually saying it. So it's really difficult to capture that thing. But much like orchestral music, which is something that has inspired me for years, if you capture the correct melodies at the right time, with the correct rhythms, everything, because it's basically production is mixing all those elements together and bringing them in to create one overall sound, which is what makes you, it touches you like that.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Makes sense, that makes sense. So, obviously the name of the band comes from you, Steph, right?
Yeah, it sounds like a sweet.
Perfect, yeah. Meringues are great, I love meringues, by the way. So, Lemon Meringue Pie is my favourite, by the way. Anyway, so can you have me the title of your second EP, Lemon Meringue Pie?
Meringue cream.
How does the writing process work then? Because the band comes from your name. Do you write most of the stuff and put it as a team? Is it a collective process?
So far, I've done everything, but I've had session musicians come in. But I was lucky enough to have some of my best friends join in on this journey with me. But I'm a very, very slow writer. But I'm literally trying to incorporate them now a little bit more into the writing part. Yeah, we've been talking about recording together and stuff, getting down on some new tracks too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bringing the sax on and
all of those stuff I'm trying to incorporate as much as I can without overflowing the stuff, because you can put too much stuff on a track.
Yeah,
that always happens.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I think there's a temptation to overproduce and just fill it full of stuff.
Yeah, every single person brought something different to the set. There were fixes to the songs. There was some small stuff that each person added. Like Dan changes stuff. They all change stuff with their personality, which really adds to it because there's a human element in it.
Sure. So what's the plans now? Have we got merch? Is there anything that people can buy?
We do have merch. So far you can just contact me. I can ship it to you anywhere in the world. And we have some at the Hammerdown Festival.
Yes,
obviously
we do.
Here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, nice, okay. And then, so the plan moving forward is the EP drops on September 1st. It's called Metamorphosis. What's the plan after that drops? Are you doing a tour or anything for that?
We are trying, anyone interested? We're trying to get a support slot, actually, because our set is 30 to 40 minutes long.
Sure.
So it wouldn't justify a headline. So we're trying to get an act to go on tour with somebody just to get the ball rolling. But other than that, I got another single ready to be mixed and mastered.
Nice.
And after that, it's just writing and writing. A lot of demos in the way, but it needs time. We'll have work and stuff in the way, so just putting as much time as possible into it.
Sure. Well, Marang, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Check out the EP, Metamorphosis. It'll be out September 1st. Thanks very much, guys.